Hey guys, long lost rickshaw back at you. It's the 3rd of September, 2022. The rain's finally quit. We still got a few ominous looking clouds over top of the mountain, but the sun come out finally. Hopefully today I'll get a chance to get this trike finished up. I got most of the stuff and the rest of the stuff is out for delivery. So that'll be really nice, and get her fixed up. I'd like to get a Bluetooth in there for some music. I don't like to have the music when I'm driving it, but just if I'm sitting waiting on my sweetie to do business in the store or something like that, I could listen to some tunes, jam on a little bit. I got the Spotify on the phone, so that'll be cool. But I wanted to give you guys, anybody coming here planning on building a house, a little tip. Last night, I'm beat. I really couldn't sleep that well between the shoulder and the loud rain. We had a minor gust that happened here last night, but mostly, it was a straight down rain, and it rained pretty much all night. Didn't really quit, but it was so loud up in that bedroom. So if you're going to do any kind of roof, we have a flat roof. I can't really show you here, but it's basically flat panels with just a little ridge sticking up where they secure it down. So it's basically flat, and then it's metal, and then the ceiling, our drop ceiling, is like it's a metal type board. Magnet won't stick to it, but it's metallized, probably aluminum type product. And it just reverberates. It's like a snare drum in there. So if you're going to do a roof, I'd recommend going with the corrugated. I know Tropical Tim did that on his place. And if you can put that silver insulation below it, just to try to keep the sound, the sound from being so dang loud. It was just ridiculous. Even the kids didn't sleep fitfully last night. So our day's getting started a little bit late. We got a chance to talk to our good friend, the Doc. We got a live tomorrow at 4 Manila time. Hope some folks can come in and join in on that. We always have a nice chat. But it's going all right. Things are going pretty good here. We got our big shopping done. Prices did definitely go up. We spent this last big shopping. I did splurge and found a butterball turkey though in the store. Not a big one, about a 16-pounder. But I had to grab that, and it was about 40 bucks. So I'm glad the exchange is up pretty good for us. I hope it holds. It'd be nice if it topped 60, because that helps out some. But our food budget, we usually budget about $50,000 a month for food, because we have to go back yet and buy fruit. These kids go through mangoes, bananas, and watermelon, and all the fruits we buy quick. We picked up a durian, and those are my favorite, by the way. And so, but the prices did go up quite a bit, and we're pretty frugal shoppers where we go. We got a lot of veggies yesterday, but yeah, we had a nice chit chat with Doc. He's looking to move out this way, and of course our buddy Mark and Maureen are going to stop for a visit today. We're really looking forward to that. He's a pretty good sort, that's for sure. But he's been busy too. He's doing a move and all that kind of stuff. So that's just, people get busy. That's all there is to it. We've been pretty busy here. And then last night, I didn't do a vlog. I just wanted to, we kind of vegged, watched a movie. It was rainy. I got a lot of stuff for the trike. I wound up getting a 50 caliber ammo can for the battery box. I'll have to figure out where I'm going to mount it, maybe get some U-clamps and bolt it in the back. I'm wondering if the best idea would be to put it maybe there. I'm not sure. When I get it, I definitely have to vent it, because I didn't get like a NiCad battery. I got or lithium ion. I didn't get a lithium ion. I got a regular deep cycle marine 20 amps. So that'll definitely have to be vented. It's a sealed unit, but you can pop the tops off. You always still got to check the water in them and put distilled water in them. Don't put any tap water in them, or they'll fry. But I got a nice power ports. I did this little guy right here. I actually looked at about 20 different ones, and this one is just absolutely fantastic. I hope it holds up. It's got a really nice clamping on there. Keep the phone up nice and dry, in case we want to use the maps. Maps here sucks anymore though. like it was Waze and then Google bought them out. So that sucks now. Don't trust it here in the Philippines. We've been sent down roads that are dead ends numerous times. So, but I'll still have it just to watch the road names. I like to put it on a close beam so I can see what the roads are called. Signage here in this country, you might as well forget it. We ride our tricycle now, and you're not allowed to go on this certain street. And we finally found the sign. It's a red one. It's down a foot off the ground on the left side. How are you going to know? You just got to kind of follow the tricycle drivers and don't go where they don't go. But we'll get her today. I'm hoping to get it on. The lights came. They're working good. The switch, I'm going to have to figure out. It's a 5-wire switch, and I put an ohm meter on it to see which does what, and so far nothing. So it might have to be powered before it does anything, because I did pull it apart and it's got like a little circuit board in there, so I'm sure it has to be powered. They gave no instructions with it at all. It's a 10-amp switch, which I needed, and there's no instructions in the box at all, so I'm just going to have to figure it out. I got a tester though, and I'll power it up. I got the battery fused, and like I say, I got the power ports, for the phone in case if I need to charge a phone up. It's a pretty nice little unit. And then it's also got a cigarette lighter on there, a regular proper cigarette lighter. We do want to get front and rear facing cameras. I saw one it was on a Facebook page where it's a mirror. It's got a cam that comes out the front, and then it also faces rearward. And I was thinking of probably mounting it in the sidecar there somewhere. It's my power port. I'm going to put it over here. Probably put it in here somewhere. I have to get a little cover for this area. But just things to do. It'll come together as I get the parts, and maybe Mark will give me a hand while he's here today. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll play it by ear when they come. But we had to take the seats out because of all the rain last night. I definitely want to get during the rainy season, have the plastic cover on it so I don't got to keep pulling the seats out. And like the water, I don't know, you probably can't see that, but up in that corner, the water sits there, and that'll just rot that wood. It's like the super cheapest wood. I'm not impressed with the upholsterer. I love the way the guy built the Trike, but I am absolutely 100% not impressed with the upholsterer. And when I see him, I'm not going to hit him on the messer. When I see him, I'm going to say, man, you got to find somebody else. I looked at the upholstery on his Trike and a couple Trikes he built, and it's really nice. I mean, it was a really good job, but I don't know. I'm glad he got a couple more builds like this. People saw this Trike and they liked the design, and he got a couple more orders. Now I believe he's got three orders for the same Trike. It's a good looking machine. I know the guys down at the LTO, they were looking at it going, man, that's pretty cool. Now, Kenneth Luttrell said he put lights up top, and one of the LTO guys gave him a hassle about it and all that stuff. I don't think a lot of those guys know, but I talked to one of the older gentlemen down there about putting the lights on, and he said, no problem. They just did not want me disconnecting these ones. And I guess we're going to get a different plate than the one we have. They gave us a paper that said the plate we have is good for 30 days, and we're supposed to be getting another plate, different color. We've seen some pink ones on tricycles here, so they might be changing it over to a different plate. I didn't look at the paper to see if there's a new plate number for the machine, but we'll handle that as it goes. Basically, it was pretty cool with the LTO. The LTO people here in Lipa, I know you got to do some hoops and all that kind of stuff, but the folks down there they just want to help you. They want to streamline things as best they can, and I thought they were just great people. So it's not too bad. I was talking to my buddy Gary. He just bought a bike and he went online, and the hoops, he was like, oh man, I just might say heck with that and buy a new one, and all this. And he got a really good deal on a Honda ADV. I thought it was a pretty good deal, and a nice machine. He's a big guy, so. But I said, no, it's probably not going to be as bad as you think. And they sent him to like an attorney's office, and boom, got it all done, nice and smooth. So that was really glad to hear that for him. that it went pretty good for him. And he's got his nice new machine, and he's looking forward to putting some dolly gigs and stuff on it and make it nice, make it his own. One thing here that I was kind of bummed at was my horn. I have a Model A Awuga horn, and they don't want it. They want the regular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the bike on, and then I'm going to put the Awuga horn in here so I can have that too. I mean, that way if I pull up to somewhere and beep that, I think there's not too many people have that. They're going to know it's me. So I kind of like it. I had a Awuga horn on a couple cars when I was in the States. It's pretty nice. That would be my dream buggy, guys. I would love to have, I watched this guy, can't think of his name right now, a little mental fart, but he's a Model A guy. He's got a few of them. He puts in the overdrives on them, and he knows everything there is to know about the Model A, and I think that's one of the coolest cars on the planet. He buzzes his around, and that would be a pretty cool buggy to have. I had some older cars. I had one old Plymouth, and the coolest thing was it had in the trunk, it had these things that fit in the wing window here, and you controlled the volume air to come through by moving the wing window like this. And I'm like, what are these for, And an old timer said, you put ice or dry ice in them for when you're crossing the desert. It was the air conditioning unit, and there was 2 of them, and they were never used. They were still like brand new. And then when I sold the car, I thought, I'm not going to get rid of those. I'm going to keep those. And I sold the car for a pretty good price. I put a ridiculous price on it when I decided I was going to let it go. And I got it. The dude just came in and got it. And then I had his number, and I says, hey, do you know anybody? Because he was in a car club. He was in a Chrysler car club. And I says, do you know anybody who wants these canisters, the air conditioner canisters? And he goes, is it rusty? I'm like, no, I don't think these were ever used. The guy came over and looked at it, and then he said, I'm going to call my buddy. And he got a hold of his buddy, and the guy came out the next day, and I got as much for those 2 canisters as, because they were original, they still had the Chrysler stuff on them, as I got for the car. I couldn't believe it. So that was a pretty sweet boon for us, unexpected. But things are looking good here at the Rickshaw house. Just remember, when you're getting things done here, if you're going to do a house, you have to check on everything yourself. You can't rely on any builder or anybody. You can get pretty good workers for not too expensive, but start looking into things yourself. Talk to neighbors, like the water. Hopefully, we have really good water down in Mindoro. They got it coming off the mountain, plus we have the well, and that well we can hook a pipe underground. We could pump it and fill the tanks. I can put a motor on it, run some electric over there if I want to fill tanks with that. And the water seems to be coming out pretty clear. We haven't had it tested yet, but things are happening down there. The right-of-way got a meter wider. They had given us 3 meters for the driveway, and now the surveyor was there and said, no, you have to give 4. So the lady is opening it up now. We're not in any big hurry, just whenever she can get it done, that's fine with us. I mixed up some of that Epsom salt, vinegar, white vinegar, and soap, and I mixed it up in my sprayer. We're going to try it on the grass back at the house, see if it works really good, and if it does, that's what we're going to spray on the roadway. And then we're going to get some chip or something in there, some gravel. I don't want to get real big gravel, but maybe some chip, and we'll try to keep that clear. We won't have to cut all the calamansies out of the roadway now, just clean them up a little bit. My wife kind of likes how they overhang the driveway. It's kind of like you're going in a tunnel, bat cave, doodaloo, bat cave. So, I kind of like it too. So, we're really looking forward to getting some trees and plants in there, and we'll definitely be downsizing from where we're at now, but it's going to be a little bit easier on all our brains. The kids were so well mannered out there because they were following the lead of the other kids, and I was totally amazed at how respectful all the children were out there. And one thing I noticed, we didn't really see anybody that had a TV. Kids always went outside and played. Maddie and them, the kids were all helping them with their chores in the morning. when the boys get up before breakfast, two of the boys have to haul the water. The girls got their jobs, and they just did them. No questions asked, and my kids just started joining in the club, and they played outside all day and just had a blast. And that's what I'm looking forward for them to have that kind of a life. Instead of this here. It seemed like a good idea in the beginning, but my fault. It's not the greatest place with the kids. I really hate the idea that they go to school and they got to be muzzled all day. That to me, you think the teachers would get up and say, hey, wait a minute, when are they going to let this kind of stuff go here? The kids need to see another kid smile. They need to socialize. This seems like they're not trying to teach and train kids. They're trying to train a slave, if you ask me. And breathe in funk. You're breathing in exhaust all day. So I just don't. I wish somebody would just say, hey, and wake up. Use some common sense. There's not all the body bags that they told everyone about. So what's the deal? I saw a dang report where one country had one case of this punky mox, and they're going to shut everything down. It's like, one out of a country that had millions of people. It's like, to me, it's ridiculous. And still, my goodness, I saw a video. I don't know how true this is. When you see videos, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. But they were going to a fish market and putting PCR tests on the fish, and then they were PCRing the vegetables. They just shut another big city that had millions of people. They shut it down somewhere in China, and it's like, is that coming? Is that coming here? Is this their plan for us here? My goodness. And I talked to somebody about a escape plan, and it's like, where are you going to escape to? I know Wes is down in was it Ecuador? And he was showing me how he's getting the house all fixed up, doing a beautiful job. He's been sending me pictures every couple days or so, and the place is looking great. It's a beautiful place. I like the scenery around the place, and I hope everything works out. He's going to give it a try down there with his beautiful sweetie, and I hope it all works out for him. But this country, it seems you never really know what they're going to do. Somebody gets an idea in their head, and then they just got to run with it. And whether it's good, bad, or other, whether anybody talked about it. I look at the thing about putting gondolas in. They're talking about that, ski lifts to alleviate the traffic. Well, I look at the wiring here in this country. The electrical wiring and the cabling and all that, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what a nightmare that would be. It's scary. I watched the guys do the connection on there for this man's house, and I just couldn't believe I counted 10 OSHA violations before I walked in the house. I mean, it's just the safety aspect of the way they do things, and it's just unbelievable. I remember we went to a resort, and they had a zip line. People were riding on the zip line, and the kids wanted to go, and I was looking at the zip line. I went from one end to the other, and I was looking at cables that were so rusted and bolts that were so rusted, no paint on them, nothing. And I'm thinking, no, you're not riding that zip line. I don't want you to be the one where it fails. Now, has it failed yet? No, but could it? Not taking a chance with my children on something like that. I was never one to do amusement park rides unless I really checked them out. I know my oldest daughter, she used to love to do roller coasters and stuff, and I went with her on them. I don't particularly into that kind of stuff, but you got to go with them. You got to let them try their stuff, and she digs them. But we looked it over first. And like carnival rides, when they used to bring the carnivals in, I was at a dang carnival, and we went up there. The dude had this big pick, and he was stabbing this elephant in the back. He was giving elephant rides, and he was stabbing this thing with this like hammer pick. It looked like a pick for climbing up a mountain or something. And it had a pretty long spike, I'd say as long as your index finger. And he was poking this poor thing, and you could see it was, and I said, let's just get out of here. This ain't the kind of place for us. It was not too far from our home, about a mile in a big field. And later that night, the elephant went berserk, threw the people off. knocked that guy all the heck and took off. They had the state police and a whole bunch of people in there. It took them hours to catch him because that elephant wasn't having it anymore. He was being mistreated, and it was a royal shame. But you got to watch out for all that kind of stuff. And when I see them wanting to do a lot of things here with the way they do maintenance, what I've seen, the way maintenance is done. I've been in buildings where they have the stairwells locked from both sides and you can't even use them. You know, those are fire exits. And I went down to the one building I was in Alabang. They wouldn't let you use the stairs. They were locked. You could not, the security guard would have had to go up and unlock every door, which if there's a big fire, they'd probably run away. But I went down, there was a fireplace down there, the big fire station. I went in and talked to them. They didn't care. You know, that's their building. They're running it. I said, well, what happens if there's a fire? You know, there was big fires at call centers already. You know, you got all this electronics and stuff like that, and battery backups everywhere. Sure, you can have a fire, and there have been some. And I don't know, it's their building. They're going to run it the way they want. Any kind of laws and codes are not really. They may be enforced, or they may not be. You know, what I've noticed in this country is if every now and again they'll come out and they'll enforce something to the hilt and bust everybody they can, and then they're gone for a year, you know, and everybody goes back to the way it was. And that just seems to be how it goes here. So watch for that. Hi, neighbor. So.
You're busy.
No, it's okay.
Later we're going to have a dance dance practice.
Okay.
Clubhouse, maybe you would like to
sure, we'll come up. Okay. They're going to do a little dance thing up at the clubhouse. Mark will be here. Maybe we'll take a little cruise up, and we'll see what's going on with that. We got some, these neighbors across the street are absolutely some of the nicest people. That is one good thing about here, living in this little development. The folks, everybody we've met, we got one lady who's kind of a hard nose, but pretty much everybody else is as sweet as can be in this part of the development. They're just nice folks. We've met a few of them, and you know, there'll be a lot more coming up. You know, look at these places going up, guys. This one's going now. This one's going to be started. They just had the groundbreaking ceremony the other day. These people are going to be moving in very soon, and they seem super nice. I was talking to them a little bit. This one's getting going. That one. Look at all these. I mean, it's just boom. Now this one, they don't really have like a, well, that's a pretty big house. They don't really have a big backyard or anything like that. They don't give you too much yards here. That's why we're looking forward to being in Mindoro, where we can have a garden and swings for the kids and stuff like that. The guy who built our Trike is going to do our swings. You know, he'll concrete them into the ground and build them, and you know, make them big enough that everyone can use them. And you know, that'll be nice to have something like that for the kids and even the adults too. You know, hey, I'll get in there on a swing set and swing a little bit. You know, like to have one of those things that spins around for the kids, like a merry-go-round. Stuff like when I was a kid, and that'll be kind of nice. It's all in time. It's in time. We're going to be doing that. But I am really looking forward to being down there with the kids. It's more of a rural community. Everybody knows everybody. Holy cow, you know. people come up to me and know my name. I had never seen them before. You know, they just know me because, you know, I stick out like a sore thumb. There's our neighbor, the water guy. He's doing good. He sold his, I believe he sold his cargo tricycle. It's gone now. I haven't asked him about it, but tricycles here, you know, those people want to start a business and haul stuff. You know, I know one fella, he's got 6 or 7 tricycles, and he rents them out to tricycle drivers. Some of these tricycle drivers do not own their tricycle. They lease them, and then they pay a percentage of what they make. It's usually like the 100 pesos for them. I know jeepneys are 1,000 peso if you own a jeepney and you let a driver run it. We know a couple, an older couple that's got a few jeepneys, and they got drivers. We've actually rented them to go different places. Good driver, but you got to watch here too. Some of these jeepney drivers. We had one yesterday that I don't know why, but he thought he was Mario Andretti going through the traffic, and I just told him, I just backed off and let him go. You know, I don't know what was the matter with him, and then they stop in front of you like crazy, and Here they don't seem to get over to the side, but I have noticed, we were cruising around yesterday when we were doing our shopping up at Padre Garcia, and sometimes that can get strangled, the traffic can get strangled. Well, we saw a bunch of cars stopped, and we saw boots. Howdy. We saw boots on cars because they ain't going for it no more, and they had a tow truck and they were towing. So, you know, they're waking some of those people over there up. But here in this country, when they put buildings in, they use every available piece of space, and they hardly ever think of parking. You know, and that's a shame. That's a real shame. I know our friend the doc, he's looking at a place and sent me a video of it. So we put it on the big TV and we're watching. Very, very beautiful place. And one of the things I noticed was plenty of parking. Big gate, plenty of parking. You know, one of them kind of places you'll have a security guards that open the gates for you and stuff like that. Kind of like our development here. We got our new guards here. They got rid of the old crew. We kind of really love those boys. And now they got this new crew, and these guys are just as nice. The one lady up here said that they kind of were in the middle of their pay thing, so we sent them up some food, and then on payday we got them a care package, and that helps them out. These guys that are security, they really don't make that much money for their job, and a lot of them are paying off their uniforms and all this stuff. It's a pretty low paying, long hour job. Usually they work 12 hours, and so we try to take good care of them, and they're always coming down checking on the place. You know, we see them all the time. Either they're riding their motorbike by or they're walking by, and these guys are the same. They got their rounds they make, and I'm glad of that. You know, I'm really, really happy with that. And we got good security guards, and I even said, I watched one where the truck went through, and I went up and talked to the guy. I said, hey, you just let that truck through? He said, no, he had just come back. We already have his license. He said he had to run back out and get something. I said, okay, good, because it's kind of nice having know who's in here. That's something that I really like, and that's why we bought a place that only had one way in and one way out, and everybody's got to funnel through that gate, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But when we came back from Mindoro, they just let us in, and I actually questioned the guy on that too, and he says, oh no, we were filled in by the other guys. We know your car, we know your bike. I said, well, I came in a Trike. Those guys never even knew I was getting one. He said, no, we knew, the big American. It's cool. We knew you. So I was like, okay, that's good. So, because I kind of like the security in here, watching people. And that's another thing. When you're here, just remember, sometimes, depends on the area, a foreigner can be a target. That's just all there is to it. You hear all kinds of stuff. There was just a couple, I don't know the whole story behind it, but there was a foreign couple here. The husband and wife, older couple, were both murdered here. Now, there's different stories floating around, and I don't really know enough about it to say, what the reason was or anything like that. But it's something that happened. So you have to be mindful of your security. And I don't care where you go, what country you go to. That's anywhere, guys. You have to be mindful of that. So, but I'm going to let you go. Getting a little bit windy. We got things to do. We had to put all our bikes underneath the tarps with all the rain, but it looks like we're going to have at least partial sunny day, and I'm looking forward to that. We got our little kitties here. Well, Mama had her little kitties. These guys are kind of friendly, but they kind of got a little place. They took Muggsy's spot, and they kind of live back in there, and they steal the dog food. But I'll tell you one thing that happened to us before I go. We bought Shaky a thing of dog food, can. I figured, I was in the store, and they had a can of this dog food, and I thought, I'll give her that dog food. So I opened it up and gave her half a can. Boy, that was a big mistake. Oh, there's Mama. There you are, baby. But, boy, goodness. I tell you what, I don't think a buffalo could blow a stinkier fart than that dog did. And right in the house, too. She just came in the door and farted. I was like, oh, man. So we're not going to feed her any of that brand dog food anymore. Probably have to go for Alpo or something, a better brand. But she's doing good. She's been listening a lot better lately, much better. And You know, some of the folks are amazed how well she listens, because she'll go up to go sniff and I hit, and immediately she turns around. She was getting there for a little bit where she wasn't listening, and I got on her a little bit, and now she's back. She's down with the program now, because this is something that she really hates. When she does something that displeases me, I put her on this thing right here, and I don't put anything around because she chews everything. She gets spiteful and chews, but she knows she doesn't want that on the chain. And I can threaten her. You want to go on the chain? Whoop! She just puts her little head down. Right, Shaky? You want to go on the chain? Huh? You don't want to go on the chain, do you? Come here. Come here, baby. You want to go in? You want to go in, baby? Yeah. Come on. She can open the door to go out, but she can't open it to go in. So I'm going to let you go. And this is Rickshaw.